Does she look forward to making him into, finally?" "I don't know. The wonder comes into my mind sometimes, but never into hers, I think. It is part of her character part, perhaps, of that which made her what she was that she never looks forward, and seldom back. The present is enough for her." And so the conversation ended. When Mr Benson repeated the substance of it to his sister, she mused awhile, breaking out into an occasional whistle, although she had cured herself of this habit in a great measure; and at last she said: "Now, do you know, I never liked poor Dick, and yet I'm angry with Mr Farquhar for getting him out of the partnership in such a summary way. I can't get over it, even though he has offered to send Leonard to school. And here he's reigning lord paramount at the office. As if you, Thurstan, weren't as well able to teach him as any schoolmaster in England. But I should not mind that affront, if I were not sorry to think of Dick (though I never could abide him) labouring away in Glasgow for a petty salary of nobody knows how little, while Mr Farquhar is taking halves, instead of thirds, of the profits here." But her brother could not tell her, and even Jemima did not know till long afterwards, that the portion of income which would have been Dick's as a junior partner, if he had remained in the business, was carefully laid aside for him by Mr Farquhar, to be delivered up, with all its accumulative interest, when the prodigal should have proved his penitence by his conduct. When Ruth had no call upon her time, it was indeed a holiday at Chapel House. She threw off as much as she could of the care and sadness in which she had been sharing, and returned fresh and helpful, ready to go about in her soft quiet way, and fill up every measure of service, and heap it with the fragrance of her own sweet nature. The delicate mending that the elder women could no longer see to do, was put by for Ruth's swift and nimble fingers. The occasional copying, or patient writing to dictation, that gave rest to Mr Benson's weary spine, was done by her with sunny alacrity. But most of all, Leonard's heart rejoiced when his mother came home. Then came the quiet confidences, the tender exchange of love, the happy walks from which he returned stronger and stronger, going from strength to strength as his mother led the way. It was well, as they saw now, that the great shock of the disclosure had taken place when it did. She, for her part, wondered at her own cowardliness in having even striven to keep back the truth from her child, the truth that was so certain to be made clear sooner or later, and which it was only owing to God's mercy that she was alive to encounter with him, and, by so encountering, shield and give him good courage. Moreover, in her secret heart, she was thankful that all occurred while he was yet too young to have much curiosity as to his father. If an unsatisfied feeling of this kind occasionally stole into his mind, at any rate she never heard any expression of it, for the past was a sealed book between them. And so, in the bright strength of good endeavour, the days went on, and grew again to months and years. Perhaps one little circumstance which occurred during this time had scarcely external importance enough to be called an event, but in Mr Benson's mind it took rank as such. One day, about a year after Richard Bradshaw had ceased to be a partner in his father's house, Mr Benson encountered Mr Farquhar in the street, and heard from him of the creditable and respectable manner in which Richard was conducting himself in Glasgow, where Mr Farquhar had lately been on business. "I am determined to tell his father of this," said he. "I think his family are far too obedient to his tacit prohibition of all mention of Richard's name." "Tacit prohibition?" inquired Mr Benson. "Oh, I dare say I use the words in a wrong sense for the correctness of a scholar; but what I mean is, that he made a point of immediately leaving the room if Richard's name was mentioned, and did it in so marked a manner that by degrees they understood that it was their father's desire that he should never be alluded to, which was all very well as long as there was nothing pleasant to be said about him. But to night I am going there, and shall take good care he does not escape me before I have told him all I have heard and observed about Richard. He will never be a hero of virtue, for his education has drained him of all moral courage; but with care, and the absence of all strong temptation for a time, he will do very well. Nothing to gratify paternal pride, but certainly nothing to be ashamed of. It was on the Sunday after this that the little circumstance to which I have alluded took place. During the afternoon service, Mr Benson became aware that the large Bradshaw pew was no longer unoccupied. In a dark corner, Mr Bradshaw's white head was to be seen, bowed down low in prayer. When last he had worshipped there, the hair on that head was iron grey, and even in prayer he had stood erect, with an air of conscious righteousness, sufficient for all his wants, and even some to spare with which to judge others. Now that white and hoary head was never uplifted. Part of his unobtrusiveness might, it is true, be attributed to the uncomfortable feeling which was sure to attend any open withdrawal of the declaration he had once made, never to enter the chapel in which Mr Benson was minister again; and as such a feeling was natural to all men, and especially to such a one as Mr Bradshaw, Mr Benson instinctively respected it, and passed out of the chapel with his household, without ever directing his regards to the obscure place where Mr Bradshaw still remained immovable. From this day, Mr Benson felt sure that the old friendly feeling existed once more between them, although some time might elapse before any circumstances gave the signal for a renewal of their intercourse. Chapter 32